sometimes it blocks up around this pipe work this side, Jacob.
Yeah.
Because the pump acts like a magnet. So I've just been called to this job with Jacob. He's replaced the air separator because it was blocked up completely, and every time the heating comes on it's blowing it over the vent. So normally there's a partial restriction around this pump, so we're going to whip this pump out and have a look what's going on inside these valves. We're probably going to change them pump valves as well. Literally every time the heating comes on, it's sending it up the vent pipe and across, so it's pumping over. Jacob did replace this because it was blocked. So yeah, we're going to have a look, find out what's going on with this. We'll probably change these valves anyway. Let's just whip them off for a start. In fact, top tip. It might even be blocked in the 3-port, mate. He had the 3-port out.
3-ports going on. Yeah, but why would it pump over if it's going
if the 3-port's collapsed inside, it might pump over it because it's got nowhere else to go. Let's just whip these pump valves off.
Wouldn't the blocks have to be before the pump?
Not necessarily. So obviously it's easier for it to go over the vent, isn't it, than it is for it to go around the system.
Careful below those, literally all sorts of cables.
Yeah, that's all right, mate.
Exposed. Like here.
Is it on?
Short blocks.
Chuckers. It's my tray there, Jacob. I don't forget my tray in. My dish. Shame you can't get a dish underneath, innit?
Feed it in from under it. Oh, you can't be fit.
Yeah, we can get under there, can't we? If they're on rubber pump washers, they normally come off.
They won't be. It'll be red fibres.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Grab us my hammer out of my box, Jacob, please. Oh no, I've got it. I'm good. I've got it. I got it. We got it.
Tighten the back of it.
No, they do tend to tighten themselves a little bit. Let that drain into the tub. Find out what's going on here.
Unless the pump itself is...
Yeah, maybe the pump is clogged. It may well be. It's not looking great.
Oh no.
That's obviously short. You can see how red it is because it's been pumping over. See how red it is in there. Let me just see what's going on this side. You got a bit of blue roll there, Jacob.
Oh,
please. Just empty that bag out of the fittings, Jacob. I just want to put the bag.
You want your bag bucket out of the thing?
No. Just empty that bag. Plenty of water there. That ain't locked, that side. Maybe it'll just be the pump, mate.
What speed's the pump on?
I don't know. It's on speed 3.
Could have been done with speed, slowing down.
What's this? Did they put leak sealer in this? It's X100.
Could it be that the zone valve's not opening?
Could be.
The rads get hot.
The rads get hot, but it just pumps over.
Yeah.
You see the colour of that is not the best, is it?
No. Really.
The rads get hot.
Like this, when there's nothing.
That's a bypass. That needs. You don't really need a bypass on a 3-port because it always rests on the B-port. 3-port feels okay.
Yeah. Oh, so it's not towel rods. Well.
No, there's not towel rads. That's your bypass. That's your hot water primary
I
return.
understand now. I thought.
Yeah, you don't. That's probably been shut. I'm not convinced about this pump, Jacob.
Why would it be causing problems?
Well, because it's not circulating, is it? It's not circulating the water, so it's like boiling.
It does run.
Yeah, it probably runs, but look at the amount of stuff that's in it. I think we should.
Change the pump and the unions.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt. We'll get the cold feed off and we'll change that pump thing. So we've capped the feeding vent. You've capped the vent, haven't you, Jacob? So we shouldn't get a lot here. If you get the new pump valve ready for us, mate, please.
Valve.
Yes, please.
Do you want it shut?
Yes, please. Did I bring the jet blue up? I don't think I brought the jet blue up, did I?
You just say nut and olive?
Yeah, nut and olive will be fine. I just need my jet blue and my spanner, which I don't mind getting. You say you've changed that pipe work anyway, ain't you, around there?
Yeah, that's brand new part that you're looking at.
Have you got the new valve?
Yeah.
Sometimes it blocks up around this pipe work this side, Jacob.
Yeah.
Because the pump acts like a magnet. See all the red? It's just rust, isn't it? It's like tomato soup. The old inhibitor tub. Use the old inhibitor tub as an emergency bucket. Slide that under there. The Fernotch ones used to be the best, the big ones, but don't really get them anymore. Right, that should be alright. I use the old nut and olive, mate.
What do you remove?
The pipe don't seem that blocked. I mean, look at the colour of it there.
Probably pump them, won't it?
It could be the pump. It could be the 3-port.
The water though.
Yeah, I know. It's because it's been pumping over a long while. I'll have that pump out, mate. Thank you. Where did I put my spanner? There's obviously a restriction for it to be pumping over. Oh, yeah. Right. The new pump, mate, please. So, water's coming in from the flow from the boiler on that 28mm one, through the air set, vent, cold free, through the pump. So the pump wants to be going this way into the 3-port. That's just a bypass. You don't actually need it in a 3-port because it'll always rest on the B port. So that'll probably be short. That one's hot water, flow to the cylinder, and that's flow to the radiator circuit across there. So arrow on your pump that way. We'll have to put it backwards facing, a bit like that. Rubber pump valves. You can have it like that, you just can't have the head vertical.
That might be it. Might have been full of air. That pump was vertical.
Yeah, I mean, it will shorten the lifespan of the pump. I mean, what you got to remember is a pump will only circulate. It won't. It's not a pump. It's a circulator. So it won't really shift air. You'll be fine like that. Right. Do you want to unbung the vent for me, please, Jacob? We probably didn't lose a lot of water. I'm just going to drain a bit out of the boiler because we're going to put a new ball valve in. The water level's way too high in the tank. So easiest place is just here. It's obviously an external Worcester, but the water will be cherryade. We don't need a lot out, but Jacob's just changing the ball valve. But I'll just empty a bit out of the tank. See how bad it is. Well, it doesn't look too bad, but yeah, the water doesn't actually look that bad in the boiler. As I said, we're just emptying this, so the water level in the tank's way too high. And then we're just going to stick a new ball valve in. So there'll be quite a bit of air in it for a start. We'll just fired it back up on hot water to see what happens. Peel a little bit of lagging off that vent pipe at the back, Jacob. That's it. See where the water's going. Because that vent pipe should be cold. Obviously it'll get a little bit warm as it fires. So that's our flow to our cylinder, that one going across. The camera's not picking it up very well, but yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Is the 3-port open?
No, it should be.
Yeah, it's open for hot water. There's no air tap on that coil. No air tap on the coil, but it'll probably blast it round. The cylinder stat is way too high as well. It's on 75. Pop it. You don't really want any either. Well, we'll pop it on 65. It's still a little bit hot. And the pump, just these pumps, we'll pop it on 3. I don't know if it needs to be 3, but
Orange.
yeah, hold it down on orange. Can you hear the difference?
What does that do compared to yellow?
No, orange and yellow is the same thing on them pumps. Need to get that tub of water out there and all. So it should come up through the flow from the boiler, around the air set, and hopefully not over the vent. We've got a bit of air in it. Should be going through that pipe. We'll let it heat up a minute, find out what's going on. Somebody's put a new head on it at some point. The head doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't mean to say the body's not bunged up. That should be going through. It is actually going through there now. It's only been running a couple of minutes. It's at 25. Camera's not picking it up ever so well, but it is getting hot. I don't think it's going over the vent, is it? Well, I can't hear it.
Feel the vent.
Hey?
Feel the vent.
Yeah, you can feel the vent, or have a look over the top. It should be nice and quiet. Yeah, the vent's dry. Before it was flying over, so what we've done is we've lowered the water level as well. I don't know if you can see, put a new ball valve in there, lowered the water level. You can see how high it was. Yeah, and the vent was just pouring over. Well, yeah, it was flying over the overflow, wasn't it? The vent. Everything seems quiet on there. Feels a lot hotter than 25 degrees on that, to be fair. I don't know how hot the cylinder is, whether we can knock it down and it'll shut off. Yeah, the cylinder's at 40. Chucked a little bit over the vent there, but that's completely normal. Pop it back on. Pop it back on 60. It should come back on.
Yeah, the vent was just dripping, but it was just enough.
Okay.
So that it was a constant, small, steady
Yeah.
flow.
Well, you shouldn't really get anything out of your vent.
No.
But it seems to be going around. Not too bad now. Tell you what, we'll pop the heating on, mate. And we'll make sure that comes on as well. It's because there's no air tap on there, you can hear the air. Sometimes if you flick it between the speeds, it'll... You get head in the motor. That's why I say a pump up won't circulate air. Won't be much, we didn't drain a lot. You hear it cavitating a little bit, not too bad though. So just given the heating a demand, the valves opened up. So this pipe here was stone cold before, already it's getting hot. The pump's quieting down because obviously the air's got a path now. So I'll just pick it up on the camera. It's not picking up very well on the copper, but you can see the temperature is raising, which is excellent. All's nice and quiet and nothing's coming out of the vent. So we'll just let this run a few minutes and I think we should be good. What's the return? Return from the hot water's tepid, but it's only been on literally 5 minutes. It is picking up. That's the, if anything, that's, yeah, no, it'll probably be alright because the return from the hot water is last one back in. That's your common return. That's your return from your radiators. So yeah, it's okay. And obviously that is a bypass, which you didn't really need. I think the original problem was the air set block, mate, but you can see it's been pumping over a while with the colour of the water. Obviously that pump was probably about wore out. I think the air set being blocked was the original problem. I don't personally like these things, but if it's nice and quiet, it's not going over the vent, so I think we're done.
How was it doing it before?
If there was a blockage in the pump, it'll pump over because it's easier for it to pump over than it is to go around the radiators.
Yeah.
And if the water level was high in the tank, it'd have been going over the overflow. No, that's not pumping over, mate.
No, but the vent's
Yeah,
rising.
the vent probably will be a little bit warm.
It's rising.
We'll just leave it a few more minutes then.
Yeah.
Make sure we're all right. I think we should be. I can't see any reason why it would pump over now. Is it? Yeah, it probably will get a little bit warm there. It's finding its own level. To me, it don't look like it's pumping over.
I can see it's not pumping over.
No, or it's going to pump over, I should have said. You get with it, like I say, you can see it has been because it's been right up the overflow. You can see how high the water was as well. Yeah. So it feels okay. Sometimes you can tell if they're sucking in or breathing or not by just by putting your thumb over. Yeah. I don't think it's an issue. Just doing a boiler swap today. Obviously I do my visuals on the meter. I'm actually just doing a let by tightness before I start. Obviously can anybody see what's wrong with that? Obviously there's not so much I can do about it really, because obviously you can't move the meter and you can't move the consumer unit, but obviously you have to note it on your paperwork. We have got on off tape. Lever does fault it off. We are bonded. It is sealed, but obviously, yeah, that's not right. I just put that at 20. I'll come back to this in a minute once I finish stripping out. I'm not going to film this whole job, but I'll just pick up a couple of interesting bits as I go along. I might just film the end result. Just done so many boiler swaps this week, it just gets a bit boring, doesn't it? Well, not boring, just like to vary the content. But yeah, this one's just in a cupboard, so yeah, it won't be too bad. That's my gas run on this job. The gas meter's just on the other side. It comes along, down. I've already stripped the flue out of the boiler and then through. The gas pipe is sleeved. It will chip away a little bit of that cement actually, but it is sleeved to there, so it's not too bad. I think the working pressure will be fine. I'm just putting a Worcester 4000 in. Well, I've written in English just for a change. That's all paired in. Why is it firing? Probably for... Turn that one off a minute. Probably just 5-volt water. So this is the boiler I've just fitted. I managed to get my filter up there on the return. It's quite a tight cupboard, but it's actually not a bad one to work in. Car mag's up there, scale mag. My shock arrestor had to go under the kitchen sink. Oh, I've put all the stuff back, but it is under there. So yeah, I've just put the Worcester plug and play one in. So that actually should 5-volt water to give it a demand. Still got a few bits to finish off on it. To set these on max, you just go that one for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. And that'll fire on max in a minute. I'm just checking inlet pressure. Obviously, I've got to get the analyzer in a second as well. The boiler's lit. What we got? We're still showing 22. The boiler's ramped up. We've got 20 millibar. That'll be fine. Beautiful. And obviously to do min, just flip it down and that'll do min. That's your min and max on them. So you can exit change the rules. And on these you can go all through your boiler states and everything. Pressure's a little bit low because the pump's just fired in, so I'll top that up. They are quite intuitive. I quite like them to be fair. Even got parental lock on there. Give the heating a quick demand, make sure it fires for heating. Still need to check everything anyway. Should fire up. There we go. Beautiful. I'm just checking high and low readings with the analyzer. It should be absolutely fine, but you always need to check everything. That's on low fire at the minute, so yeah, it's looking about right. I'm just gas rating the boiler, but while I was stood here just thinking about it, just waiting for my time, I think that gas meter's come after the boiler. That's probably the original bracket, and then obviously that fuse board's a lot older than that meter, I would say. So they've, you know, the grid or whoever, the transporters fitted that, aren't they, or the energy supplier. But yeah, bad really, innit? Some of the stuff that you come across. My pet HCC a lot as well is flues that aren't sealed. The old one wasn't sealed, but I always just go around, I'll just carry a bucket, sand and cement, and literally a little bit of gobbo. Make sure everything's nicely sealed in. It just, once the seal goes on, you know, if that seal ever fails, it's never going to go back in the building. And it's obviously is a requirement as well, so just do it. That's what I mean with the old flue seals. They disintegrate, you know, that's probably 15 years old. And any flue gases are going to re-enter the building then, so yeah, just patch them up. Can't even tell where we've been. That looks alright. So it's all nicely sealed as well behind. So yeah, shouldn't be any problems.